نسعى للنظر هل الاتحاد الأوروبي لديه النية أن تقدم
to cater for the needs also of those local communities. And I mean, we know that as in all political system, I mean, we have a first priority, which is the fight as EU and as international community, which is the fight against Daesh. But I think we have a more medium-term also priority, which is restoring as quickly as possible stability and economic development in this part of the world, precisely for not creating additional push factors that would put more people on the road. So that's an assistance for 3 months.
So host communities, you mean the communities here in Kurdistan?
Yeah, exactly. We do our share. I think we are, as you were saying, we are the biggest humanitarian assistance provider right now, together with our member states. On our side, so on the ECHO side, so humanitarian office from the European Commission, I think last year was 105 million euros. I can't give you figures for this year, but definitely the commitment is to maintain this level of engagement. And before maybe you ask questions, let me conclude. A bit concerned about the current political impasse we received some very positive information in terms of actually the salaries to Peshmerga forces and so those salaries, I think, for the months of January have been paid, fully paid by the government. The government actually is taking some very bold and difficult austerity measures, because they're cutting really the salaries up to 70% for some of the top, let's say, ranking officials in the administration. But they are paying fully the Peshmergas. But still, there's a risk at some stage, I agree with you, that they might not be able to pay the Peshmergas, and that this might have a strategic impact on the ability to hold the front line. Yeah. I think it is difficult to have more macroeconomic assistance going to Kurdistan. I think I would say there are two things which we see as key there. One is really what the government is rightfully doing in terms of cutting expenses, putting a bit more transparency and regulation in the economic system, and that is something which needs to be taken forward, and really we need to see more economic reforms. And my impression after this visit is that at the level of the president, the prime minister, deputy prime minister, there's really a willingness to do those economic reforms. But in the short term, we felt that there's a need to maintain really an active dialogue with Baghdad, because it's going to be very difficult probably for Kurdistan to cope. We are also supporting the primary healthcare and reproductive health service.